Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome back to Idiots and Cars, a place that really just makes you scared to be on the road. You know, after seeing all these posts, you might go, you know what, I think it's better off that I don't drive or be on the road. But anyway, let's jump straight into it. Starting off with, how about idiots in trucks? Oh my goodness, wait, hang on a minute. There is no way, is that been ratchet strapped? That is unbelievable. Because it's not as though this semi-trailer or anything has a flatbed. At first I thought it might be kind of an 8-ton truck or something like that, and it's just completely hanging over the back. But it's just a semi-trailer that doesn't have a trailer, and they're somehow managing to carry that with just ratchet straps. That's almost impressive that the ratchet straps can actually take that. I mean, I can only imagine that there's either nothing in here or all the weight is down one end and that's been strapped to one end as well. But even just the fact that this isn't leveraging the entire front end of the truck off the ground, you know, that is just incredible that that thing is driving at all. How they loaded that as well, I have no idea. Like, who in their right mind goes, you know what, Jerry, just hold it there, you know, we're just going to strap it down to whatever they've strapped it down to. My goodness. And then somehow, like I said, it is driving away. It is unbelievable. You know, we've seen quite our fair share of people being dumb all over Reddit, and this has to be one of the most crazy things I've ever seen. Because usually when it's idiots in trucks, it's just an entire massive load that hasn't been strapped down and just completely takes out the entire driver's cab, but this is just something else. But really, I just can't get over the fact that this thing actually can move. So I don't know, maybe it's actually just completely big brain maneuvers, you know, it's completely engineered, they knew exactly what they were doing, and they just made it work without having the entire trailer to pull it around, you know, I don't know. Either way, it's certainly unconventional. When my life flashed before my eyes. You gotta love a dashcam video. I wonder what percentage of dashcam footage is actually bad and what is good. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Wow, that was close. I don't know how they managed to avoid that. I guess they did manage to slow down, and that Prius, I think it was a Prius, wasn't it? No, it's not a Prius. It looks like a Ford of some sort. I don't know the name. But look how close they are. I guess obviously it is a massively wide camera angle, so there is a little bit of distortion, so you can't fully just base it off perspective, but there is maybe if a car length in there, and they managed to just look at this, just narrowly miss it. My goodness, I wish you had like a side cam to see how close it was, because that right there is insane how close they got. And it's just great because you can see them from the start, you know, you're going, all right, we're just following along, no worries, this car's slowing down, everyone's slowing down. They've recognized that it's an intersection and they're going, no worries. And then, oh, I think I'm just going to go. You know, it's not as though there's a giant yellow van or something like that coming towards my way. I would never be able to see such a thing. Oh, actually, look at the date. Out of all days of the year besides maybe Christmas, I can't think of a worse day that could have happened on in terms of if it actually did happen. So honestly, that is absolutely lucky because, man, no one wants to be dealing with that on New Year's. But anyway, I guess these things do somehow happen. You know, looking at the car, they obviously do know that there are road rules. It's not as though they just got to the intersection and pretended it didn't even exist in the first place. Obviously, it's an idiotic maneuver, but they must have just had a little lapse in concentration, or I don't know, whatever it may be, whether it be decision making even. And so, you know, any one of those little things could very quickly add up to a much bigger crash. Carpe Day. I'm imagining that this is a popped hydrant. Yep, that is a popped hydrant, all right. Oh my goodness, that is one hell of a way to deep clean the underside of your car. There's not going to be any dust or any grease left over the underside of your car after that. I wonder if it would eventually just eat its way all the way through the car, you know. That amount of pressure just slowly with wear and tear on the car, surely it would eventually just puncture a hole straight through. But no, actually, I guess I should say first of all that I hope everyone's alright, because it looks as though they've hit the tree and whatnot. But imagine waking up to this in the morning, you go, what is that racket? What is outside my window? You just can't figure it out. You go outside and you just see that and you go, oh my goodness. I didn't even hear the car crash, but now I just hear this constant massive amount of water coming out. And just the fact that the water pressure is actually able to suspend the car, what, a meter off the ground? That is pretty crazy. I mean, obviously it's not the entire car, and I guess the heavy end of the car being the engine or whatnot isn't off the ground either. But still, just the fact that it's able to hold it off the ground just, well, I guess forever almost. But yeah, I wonder if they came down here or if they turned the corner and just completely missed it. I almost feel as though it looks more so like they've missed the turn, you know, if we go from like that and then we come back to the start here and kind of connect the dots, so you got the road over here and then they've gone around, it looks as though they've just completely understeered and just gone straight head on into a fire hydrant and then into a tree, I guess. So yeah, I certainly don't envy these people. I have no idea how they even go about sorting that out, but obviously you need to get the water off, and that's going to cause a whole headache of problems, and let alone just dealing with the car as well. So no thanks, I'll definitely avoid that if I can. Ask obstructing an ambulance with its sirens on. Oh god, I already know what's gonna happen, but just, oh, it's just so annoying. Just move out of the way. It's just one of the last things that actually unites people, you know, when you see an ambulance coming through and everyone moves out of the way and does their best to kind of get out of the way and whatnot, and you just go, oh, thank god, faith in humanity is restored. And then you just have one person like this, which is just unable to go along with the rest of the crowd. Just is absolutely being completely dangerous in terms of what they're doing, and also obviously for whoever this ambulance needs to get to, you know. And then the audacity to get out of the car. What the hell is going on with this person? They must be having one of the worst days in all of history, or I hope for God that they're not always like this. Oh my goodness. And actually, I love that. He gets out of the car, they shut the window on him because he's not wearing a mask. He goes back to the car, gets his mask on, and then just drive away. What a perfect response. That is great. Just leave him behind. But I really don't envy emergency service drivers because you just must get some absolute idiots. Well, actually, I guess the entire sub's dedicated to those kind of idiots, but yeah, they must get some absolute idiots that whether they're trying to help or not, then you just go, oh my goodness, you were so annoying. You were better off just doing nothing than doing what you did. So yeah, I guess hats off to paramedics, firefighters, and cops and whatnot because, man, the kind of arrogance that you could see on the road is just unparalleled. I pick up going the wrong way, hits another car at speed. God, even though all these titles virtually say what's going to happen, you just never know. Oh my goodness. Whoa. What the hell? How did they get that far? Look how far they've driven. Unless they've actually just come across the entire grassy median strip, I just cannot imagine they've come down all the way along the highway and not realized what they're doing. Oh my goodness. Look, you can see it in the distance. I don't know where. Let's see if we can see it from the very beginning. No, it just looks as though they're driving along the road. It looks as though they're perfectly centered in the lane. It doesn't look as though they've come on an angle or anything. Oh my goodness, that person hasn't seen it. Oh, look at that. I mean, it could have been so much worse. Look how lucky they were. That kind of almost just a side swipe. I mean, if we go 1-4 frame, it's a hell of a side swipe, but if it was a completely front-on collision at, what was it, like 80 miles an hour? How fast were they traveling at first? Yeah, 80 miles an hour just cruising along, and that guy is then traveling, I don't know, probably at 60 at least. That's 140 miles or about 200k an hour collision. That is ridiculous as a front-on collision. So they were so lucky that they just got that wheel and the entire corner of the car just went bang instead of hitting front on. But man, this kind of stuff just scares me, you know, because it just comes out of nowhere. Who would be expecting a car just to be cruising down in another lane, in your lane, going the opposite direction? That is virtually just unheard of, but it just takes one idiot in a car just to do it, and then it can wreck the entire thing, or perhaps just completely get rid of you. But props to whoever is driving this car, because they realized so early on what was going on. Look, they immediately start pulling over. I don't really know what I'd do in this situation. I guess obviously I'd brake and then try and pull it over. I guess over here, if they're in that lane, you're not going to want to be in this lane. But just the fact that this car didn't even see it till it was kind of too late, you know. They swerved. Did they get hit? No, they swerved, but then that car just cops the brunt of it. So yeah, whether they were asleep or on something, I don't know, but that is just crazy that has even happened. Caught this idiot 30 minutes after installing my dash cam. Oh, a nice drive through. Oh, I can only imagine you're going to capture it at the front here. Okay, which one is going to be? This one, which one? Who is it? Scanning. What the hell? I did not expect it to not be a person in the traffic. Where did they come from? Hang on. Yeah, they just pull off the side, you know. You wouldn't want to go around or whatnot. Nah, just drive over the grass. No worries. Here we go. Up and over, down the gutter. No worries. I mean, this is actually one of the safest idiots in cars we've seen so far. Obviously, it's not very kosher, but compared to the last one, I feel as though it's actually completely fine. But really, I guess the thing that does make this entire post is the fact that you literally installed it 30 minutes before, and then you already have captured something. Like he says, day one of dash cam. It really just goes to show how kind of vital the dash cam could be in some situations. Like, I guess the last one, where you just go, what the hell was that? Whether it be for your own protection because someone reverses into you or something like that, and all those little things that people try and trick you, but then you got these massive ones, or just random idiots like this, that are just kind of funny to capture as well. But hey, I guess what can you say? You know, you got to get that fast food somehow, and it's not fast to drive around. You got to go just straight over the grass. That's the fastest way there. It's called fast food. You got to get it fast. They got to be on time. We don't have time to be mucking around with roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads. We need food and nothing else. This idiot in a car. Holy shit. What the hell am I witnessing there? Wow. Picking a side swipes like we saw with the last one. What has happened here? What is this guy on about? How many cars is in this collision? What the hell? They have literally just side swiped every single car in the entire street. Where did that come from? Like he says. Surely this van, oh yeah, that van got done in as well. Something's leaking by this point. Here we go. This other van side swiped this one. I'm gonna have to virtually meet this entire guy because he just keeps saying the title every 2 seconds. That is impressive that someone managed to do that much damage. It's almost like they were in GTA and they were trying to do as much damage in 60 seconds as possible. Look at that. You can just see the trail. They were all over the place. Holy moly. This thing just keeps on going. Wow. Yeah, there is certainly some idiots out there. Look at that. So that car got completely written off, which then, here we go. I wish you could scrub enough to click. Push it into that car, which pushed it into that car. That's 3, that's 4, 5. What did he say? I think he said at least 8 cars. That is crazy. Like this first one, at least least it seems as though it's parked, so I don't imagine anyone would have been in it. But man, this entire corner's just been turned to spaghetti. And actually, I'd love to see whatever car did this, because that thing is an absolute unit. The fact that it was able to damage every single one of these cars along the entire turn here and still be able to drive away, that is impressive. Especially when the first impact would have crushed half the bonnet in. So yeah, like you said, don't drink and drive, whether or not that's what has actually happened to you, or whether it be under some other influence, or whatever it may be. Something has certainly happened here, because that is just absurd. Hold on. A cow just fell out of the van. Here we go. Once again, we know what's going to happen. The cow's head's poking out the back. Oh my goodness, that seems like a really bad way for... Oh no. Oh God, what the hell? Where is transporting that poor cow? How often do we see these animals just come out of the back at random and they just seem to get up completely unharmed? I don't get it. I mean, I guess the cow is technically wearing leathers at all times, but it just doesn't make sense how it doesn't, you know, just completely scrape itself up. Look, it just gets up. It's like, oh, I guess this is my destination. That was a bit of a rude way to drop me off, but I guess I'm here. I don't know what I'm doing in the middle of the road, but I guess, hey, I guess there's green around, you know, I'll just have some of that. I'm all good. Oh, but looking at it again, I wonder if the door was actually meant to be closed and they either couldn't get it shut, or it's just actually just popped open while they were driving or something, because that just seems so weird. I have no idea what country and why this cow's being transported in the back of the van. I'm really not too on board with that. I mean, in a really weird way, I'm kind of glad that the cow's head was out the window so it was able to have some air and whatnot while it's in the back of the van. And I have no idea how the hell they even would have got that cow in there, because it's not as though it can really just back up into a van. It's not just that easy, and I don't even know if cats would even walk backwards. So yeah, I certainly have many questions with this entire video, but at least it seems as though the cow is all right. So yeah, I guess I can only be grateful for that, because it doesn't even look as though they realize, look, they just keep driving away, just keep going all the way into the horizon, never to be seen again. It's probably better for everyone, to be honest. I survived being in this car. The idiot fell asleep behind the wheel and drifted into my lane, combined to a total of 120 miles an hour. That used to be a 2007 Audi A4. Wow, that is a hell of an accident. Did he say he rolled or just crashed? Behind the wheel and drifted into my lane? No, just a front-on collision or a side-on or something. Kind of, I imagine what we saw before, basically. You know, that was exactly my thoughts before, that whether they're falling asleep or whatever it may be from that other one before, it just doesn't make any sense. I don't see how anyone would actually make a conscious decision and not realize that they were driving on the completely wrong side of the road. But no, that is an incredible photo. The fact that this person managed to survive that is absolutely insane. I don't know if it's left or right-hand drive. I can only imagine it's right-hand drive, because it looks as though there's nothing left of this entire left-hand side of the car. The amount of mangulation of all this metal, you just see how kind of encapsulated that kind of one spot must be. And this is just a perfect example of what I've been saying the whole time about how just tiny little things can add up so quickly to become a massive incident, you know? Whether this person swerved at the last minute so they were able to change the kind of collision angle and whatnot, and that was the thing that saved them, or they managed to get on the brakes, whatever it may be, all those little things that you just have to be constantly being aware of when you're driving off, because it can make a massive difference, you know? They seemingly walked away from this virtually unharmed, where, I don't know, a couple more mil this way or that way, and it could have been a very different story. And really, looking at it now, it's really just a testament to modern cars and modern engineering, you know? If you've ever seen the video where they compare a frontal collision between an old car and a new car, you just see the amount of difference that it makes with airbags and seatbelts and just even crumple zones, and just how encapsulated you are in a modern car compared to an older car. It is honestly incredible. And really, it must be one of the highest expenditure for R&D in a new car, but it's never talked about how good it is. I guess if you kind of look at 5-star in Australia, it's ANCAP rating and whatnot, but really, it's not as though car manufacturers go around advertising like, hey, look, you know, we finally developed this new crumple zone, you're 10% less likely to die. So yeah, I guess what we can really say is thank God for modern engineering, because that is incredible that person has managed to walk away from that at 120 mile an hour collision. That is a ridiculous figure. Regardless where the actual impact on the car is, 120 miles an hour is stupidly quick. And really, it's honestly just incredible that they even woke up from a car accident like that. And so now finally for the top of idiots in cars, it's driver and passenger both sleeping in a Tesla. Here we go. Obviously we know what's going on, but look at that. That is kind of incredible in a way, and also kind of scary. You know, Teslas and all these car companies are coming out with all this autonomous driving, but it's just not really there yet. Not to the point where you're just able to fall asleep with a wheel. What the life that would be if you as the driver were just able to sleep the entire journey, you know, just like a kid, you know, they go on a 5-hour journey, they sleep for 4 of them, they go, man, that was so quick. Meanwhile, the poor adults driving the car, like, oh my goodness, what a journey that was. So really, these people just want to go back to the good old days of sleeping in cars, and that's, I guess, maybe that's why they bought the Tesla. And yeah, like I already said, it's completely idiotic to be falling asleep behind the wheel, just like that, you know, just completely slumped down, nothing, no kind of control over the vehicle at all. But really, I've never driven any kind of self-driving capable car, but I just find it incredible that we're kind of just on the cusp of getting to that kind of technology. Just the fact that you're able to go completely hands and feet free, and the car just does its thing, and you know, you don't just go careening off the cliff. It's honestly just incredible to me that that is even a thing that we're living with now. So yeah, as idiotic and as scary it is to be driving next to something like this, it is kind of also very impressive, and hopefully that technology nature just keeps going and going and going. And so then you kind of could just do this and no one would even think twice about it. But anyway, that's going to do it for the top of the month for Idiots and Cars. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to do the YouTube button and look for things down below. Other than that, you know, we see plenty of other idiots all over Reddit. So maybe you want to check some of the other videos out, or maybe just want to consider subscribing so don't miss another one in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.